Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last time out, I was working on this area in Ollerton, where I have converted what used to be a combined passenger and goods station into a passenger station which has room for further upgrades, as you can see with the extended platform and the two lines that are not yet connected but shall be in the future, and a completely separate goods yard which is more in line with real goods yards and more akin to what I'm trying to do elsewhere on this particular map and across the railway network. In today's video, as the title suggests, there is going to be some goods yard building, there we go. However, there is going to be a little bit of a difference on this one, because whereas in other places I have built goods yards right in the heart of a town or at the side of a town and had to cut out roads, in this particular case things are going to be a little different, because I'm going to have to not only build a goods yard, but I'm also going to have to go ahead and build the lines around the said goods yard, because roads around said goods yard, there we go, because there are no roads in that area of Berwick upon Tweed, and I want to very specifically build this area up to hopefully become the industrial hub, planning for the future. So there is a lot of future planning in this, as well as trying to get things working for the present, which also means that I'm going to have to take into account things like line heights or railway heights. I'm going to have to take into account potential for bridges, crossings, maybe tunnels, all of that, just to make sure that this area of Berwick upon Tweed can be built out and is not going to have some of the problems that, for example, I'm having here, where crossing the railway is on a very, very narrow road, which you can just see just past the station. So I want to try and avoid that for the future of that town, and then particularly that town, but also other towns as I start looking through all of this. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started. Enough of me rambling and apparently not making sense at points, and let's see what I can do over in Berwick upon Tweed. Okay, step one is going to be a quick rundown of what I plan to do. So this station right here, this whatever this is, the what was this again? Bricks, what do they call it? Building materials, is that what they call it? I cannot remember it. In fact, if I bring that up, that would be a good idea. Construction materials, there we go. This construction materials factory and subsequent railway will continue to exist. This is not something that I'm looking to get rid of. I think that this is pretty good. It's pretty decent, but I will probably need to do something to prevent the towns from expanding into this area and start building houses everywhere as soon as I start putting roads down, as is happening in a few other places. However, this route over here will eventually be abandoned. Now, I know that this is a nice direct route, or if it isn't abandoned, I'll try and do something else with it. But I do not think this is going to be a suitable route for going into the constructions material factory. Instead, what I think I should do is try to get it all over to the marshalling yard, or what will become the marshalling yard, and then feed it over this bridge. That is what I want to do. Now, whether or not I can pull that off, I have absolutely no idea. I'm also having some difficulty over here, as you can see, with buildings being built on top of my stuff. So I'm going to have to go around at some point and start redoing all of this to try and stop them from building these buildings all over the place. And I think the reason it's happening is because if I look at this, these ones have no population. So as soon as I add population to this, that will stop any buildings spawning in that zone or on that particular bit of land. A little bit annoying. Anyway, this gasometer here was the temporary structure that I placed to give me an indication of where I need to put my goods yard. So that is where I'm going to begin and start putting my foundations and plans down. Now, for this constructions yard, the ideal construction materials yard, the idea here is that should pull back up to, so the train should pull back either up to here, or I'll put a little slip just here. I think the slip being here will be better. Turn around and then go this way, where it shall cross. So that is where things are also going to get a little bit more interesting, because I will have to work out a crossing to get over to this side through this yard and into the marshalling yard. Or alternatively, if not through the yard, I could make use of it going straight through the center two lines of this station. However, what I was considering is trying to take out one of these center lines and making another platform as like a backup platform for something if it needs it. That was something that I was considering. I'm not yet sure. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. The next thing I want to do is, now there is going to be, hopefully, if I get this correct, I'll try and get some water through this. In fact, I might try and get the water through it now, going all the way down, because yes, I think that's probably a good idea. Let's go ahead and get the water, whatever the paint is supposed to be for it. Is it this one? Let me just check. No, this isn't that one. It's this one. Okay. So, I still wanted to get these rivers in, and I have started, or streams, and I have started doing this in other places. So it isn't that I've not managed to do this anywhere. And obviously, it is going to have to be fairly low, because the idea is it should go under all of this, or at least I'll make it do something along those lines. Maybe have it fall out this way and come in across there, under that, and then let's do this. Let's hold the shift key and so I can actually see it. There we go. That looks like a decent shout. So there are going to be a lot of things going on in this particular video. Let's go ahead and take a screenshot just here of the area. Just trying to think, how would this end up looking? If I do this, that should give us a before and after of this area with, so that's going to come across from there. Yes, I think this should give me a nice before and after. And as I have learnt, I can just add this as a keyframe. So no matter what, I can go back to this particular keyframe. And if I wanted to, I can do a bit of zoom in and zoom out. I'll also look at adding a couple of others to this particular one, just so that I can see. Actually, I'll add more keyframes when the time comes. So let's go over to that keyframe, do that, take a screenshot, because this area is about to change, and go out. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I possibly can, but of course there is a lot of work that needs to be done. So let's go ahead and just remove the trees from around, or remove the trees around where the river is going to be. Of course, it may not be quite that, but I'm sure I'll be able to make something of it. So do that, and we'll sort out the trees along the way a little later. Now, How does it feed into this? It does just feed along in this manner, which I think should be okay. And now let's just look at the height. So this is obviously going to be at 0. What is it going to be up here? Is that 50 or something? 58. So the way I'm going to do this is if I just get rid of this bit, and this bit, that should give me a free path to put something down it all the way. Ooh, bit of lag. And what I'm going to put down it is just going to be a tiny road, something that I can... Yeah, that road could be good enough. So, the way I'm planning to do this is that I'll start with that and I'll just create the path all the way along. And the reason I have to do this is because for some reason I still cannot get the mod that I wanted running in the way I want, which is just a little annoying. But that is just the way it is. For some reason, it just crashes my game out. And I have had somebody tell me that my own mod crashes the game out for some reason for them, despite the fact that it works perfectly all right for me. So I think there is something going on with Tron Sports Fever 2 where sometimes mods may not work quite the same, and there should be seemingly no clash between mods. And I certainly know my mod for the speed limit signs and things like that. That's a really bad one. For the speed limit signs should not be having any issue with any other mod. So it's just being a bit weird. Interesting, I've just noticed that if you press shift... No, it doesn't work. How did I do that? That's not what I meant to do. It's not what I meant to do at all. Not sure what I did there. There was something that I did, and the shift key did something interesting. So, I wasn't entirely certain what happened. I might need to change this road. How much further do I have to go? Not too much further. Right. And I want this to be a fairly smooth descent all the way down. So this is how I'm going to do it. Now there may be sections of the stream that are steeper, which is fine. That happens. But overall, I want this to be relatively decent. And at this point, obviously I have to ensure that it does not do that, but instead stays as flat as possible as we get to the ground. Okay, so now I have that. I may go ahead and try to... Let's have a look at what I could upgrade it to. Maybe not that. I need something a little bit thinner. That's far too wide. There are some that I've seen. No. Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. This one is not bad. Okay. Let me try and... Okay, no, I'll check this in a moment. So, what I'm going to do is grab the node tool, and I'm going to mark this one, and I'm going to drop it, and there's going to be no check of collisions or anything like that. And I'm going to drop this by, let's drop it by 3 meters. There we go. So that is going to be the height. So bridges should be able to, or will be able to put a bridge over that. Now what I need to do is I need to select from here, and this may go really badly. So I'm going to select from there to there, and I'm going to equalize the ramp all the way down. And that is what we get. Okay. So that is effectively supposed to be a smooth river going all the way down, which does not look horrendous. It really does not. It would be nice. It would be very nice having a bridge over this area, but that is more of a drop than I was hoping. So what I'll then do is I'll say, right, let me smooth this out a little and say, let's say about there, I'd like this to be lifted 10 meters. Yes. So then I'm going to select from here to here and have a ramp equalizer. So that should change how that works. Yes, it isn't quite as deep now. The cut is not quite as bad. And then I select from here, here and up to, where was it? Where is it? Is it here? Here to here? Yes. And ramp equalize that, and that should be much, much smoother. There we go. Okay. So now that that is done, that is looking, yes, that is looking fairly all right to me. What I now need to do, and this is why things like this take a while, is I need to take the terrain tools, make them quite narrow, like so, and just smooth along that line. And this may not work perfectly, but I'm going to try and smooth it along this area. And for now, I do not have to do all of it. So I'm just going to do this little bit because that is the main bit that I need to be concerned about. And then I can go ahead and demolish the road. And now I have some sort of a stream. Now, admittedly, I think this stream may be a little big and it looks a little bit wobbly, but I think I can probably do a bit of leveling of the ground there, or just put a slightly larger, as I mentioned before, perhaps I need to put a slightly larger road in. So from here, just add in maybe a slightly larger road. I should have upgraded this actually. And connect that up to that. And then say, what was this at? Yeah, that seems all right. So I'll just go ahead and do a selection from there to there and go ahead and do that. Drop that up a bit. That looks all right. Upgrade tool. Just upgrade these roads like so. Smoothing tool, this one, make that a little bigger, I suppose, not that big. Yes, that size perhaps. And just try and cut just that little bit, maybe even up the strength to make this a little easier to do. And it doesn't give me quite the straight angles or the cut that I'm after, but it probably will be close enough that it should not be too much of an issue. There. To do that, and then I can break it, and that looks so much better. Now what I need to do is check to see how the railway works across this. That is going to be that's one of the important bits. So minimum bridge height, bring that down, get that going across there, and it just wants to put effectively an embankment across it. But I'm fairly sure that I could force that into a very, very low bridge. So the way I would do that is I will, and this is just me testing things. I'll lift this up. I'll put that back down. Select that as a bridge. Let's just do, I don't know. Why is it not allowing me to select a bridge? Come on. Bridge. 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 Any bridge? Okay, does not want to bridge that. That's fine. I'm sure I can. There it goes. Now it wants to bridge it. So I could go ahead and make a small bridge. There we go. Just happy with the bridge now. Let's make a small bridge like that. Bring this back down to flat ground. Apparently then it wants to bridge the entire way. I have no idea why. Like that. Something is not right today with Transport Fever 2. It is not playing. Well, I said stop playing. No, it is playing up. I do that to that. Equalize. Let that drop that down. It should just drop the bridge all the way. There we go. And then we end up with a nice tiny bridge, which obviously will have to be fixed, but just in theory, to make sure that that does work, I should be able to get that running exactly in that manner. So that is good. That is all I needed to know from this side anyway. What I now need to be able to do is take a look at the height of this and see if I can keep this at this height. And that is why I needed to make this in the first place, is to be able to ensure that this can remain at the height of, what was this supposed to be? 57. This is now 59. So let's go ahead and drop that up to there. I'll just pick a spot here for some very basic track there. And now I need to keep it at that level and see how it shows as I bring it in. Okay, this isn't quite as deep as I was hoping. But what I'm hoping this does then let me do is put a few little bridges. Just make some little bridges over this. Or not. Why are you not letting me put a bridge there? Basic bridges, any of these? I guess at what points will it say it wants a bridge? There. No, I can. There we go. That's what I want to do. There. So I could just go ahead and make just some small bridges just to be able to get across the railway pretty easily, and then going into the yard right here. That is supposed to be the plan. And then also this road becomes, in fact, no, why don't I have the yard on this side with the bridge, the approach, the yard on this side, and then the continuation out here where we can also if we wanted to bridge it, but we have 2, possibly 3 bridges across in this area. So that looks like a good idea. So let me go ahead and potentially actually measure this first. That's at 60. I wanted that to be lower. How have I managed to do that at 60 when it was at 58 there? Okay. Slight change of plan. Let's go ahead and grab this, and we're going to drop that 2 meters. That is better. And then, okay. Let's go ahead and take this side and up to that side. See what the drop looks like. It's a little better. What I could do is select from here to here and do the drop. Much better. And I think that is actually going to look fairly realistic. In my opinion, we should be able to do something quite reasonable. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple of lines alongside, and I'm also going to look at where exactly this is aiming. So it is aiming out in this direction, and I need to try and keep that at that sort of height. There we go. Now, whether or not I need it to connect to this side remains to be seen. I could potentially connect it, or I could just leave it as a little spur off this side, which means this only connects to this marshalling yard. There is no other way out for it. But I was thinking it might be nice if I connected it all the way, because then if I need to, I could bypass freight along this side at any point. I'll think about that. This is the whole idea of the future proofing. Now, I can use the flatten tool from here, select that, flatten this. There we go. Just flatten this entire area. And I will say this is where I'm going to end up building. So where should I build a yard? Let's have a look at which area flattens or lifts better. So this area has minimal flattening, so perhaps the yard will be better on this side over here. I think that could be the best option, is putting the yard right here. So I'm not exactly sure how to get the right amount here. I think I just need to raise this just a touch and then flatten to that level. Is that the correct level? No, slightly too high. Lower. That might be the right level. That looks like a better level. Maybe. That's too high again. That's too low. How about that? It's somewhat better. Just trying to make sure that this is all working as I want it to, and it looks the part. As I said, I can easily change this once I've started placing things in, but this is the more complicated junction or set that I'm working on at the moment. So let me go ahead and look at the yard. As usual, I'll be using this one, 200 meters or 250 meters possibly. And so I'm just looking at how much space I need for this. What if I built the yard on this side? What would that give me? Would that give me any advantage? I don't think it... I'm not sure if it would. Would that give me an advantage, or would it be much, much better if I build it on effectively on this side. I think the advantage is building it on this side. So what do I want? I want it to look... Do I want a curved yard this time or a straight? Or I could have it curved in the opposite direction, just make it look a little different. In fact, that might be even nicer, just to have it curved in that direction, just for a bit of a difference. I think that is what I'm going to do. So what I will grab is, let's say that we are going to have the yard peel off like this. Oh, wait. Brain, the yard's coming off in around here, isn't it? It's not things... Goods are not going to be coming in from out there over to here. Potentially they might, but for the most part, I do not think that is going to be a thing. The goods will have to go all the way through to that marshalling yard, which then sends it over. So actually, it isn't going to be in this direction. It's going to be in this direction. That is the direction of the yard. So I'm going to have to do something here. What am I going to have to do? Build the track on this side and then work out. So for example, let's say the track will go out here like that. Then I can put the yard in. And do I want the yard to be all the way out there? That wouldn't be too bad an option. That actually would not be too bad an option, because just had a thought, I could put an actual depot in here as well, along with the yard. So you have the goods yard and a full train depot. This becomes the marshalling yard. That becomes a full depot. And then I do need to have it connected to this side. And for other trains, so we could pretend trains going onto this line can go there, or trains going onto the line can go this way. Just pretending that we do not... the train turns around and goes into Berwick upon Tweed, should it need to. I do like that idea. And that can be the depot of, well, this side of the map. So we'll have one depot way up there in Ely, and then this depot effectively handles everything going south from here. That sounds like a good plan. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. How many tracks? Let's put 3 in, like that, and then of course I can put a number of other ones in later on. Make sure that this is all the correct one. So 10 mile per hour track, parallel tracks done, terminal function only connect. Is that correct? Only connect, yes. Both. Is that right? Yes. There we go. Okay. So now that that is done, I can say that this is going to become something else. So what I can then do is break this bit and put in some tracks. For now, 10 mile per hour track will do. That connects like that. And a track that will connect from here, let's say to the middle, push that back, and then this can be where the depot, yes, where we have a depot. Okay, good. This one will split, so I can do the split. How should I do the split? Oh no, let's make use of, I have an idea. Let's make use of the 3-way split that we now have available to us by doing this and this. Might as well make use of this type of these types of points. There we go. That is looking promising. And then what we can do is, because this is just a goods yard on its own, we can have the rest of the tracks. So for the depot, so I can just make the depot track, for example, line up along like this. And we can have maybe a building here. The road goes across there, so we have the depot. We have. I said I was going to replace or move this, so I'm going to see where I can move the gasworks, which I think the gasworks could very nicely fit into this area. This is probably going to end up being, now that I've done this, I have a feeling this is going to end up being a two-parter. But for now that this little bit is done, I want to make sure I can get these roads sorted. So I'm going to push this road back, ensure that, at least for now, this stays. We have 4 tracks going out here. So these are just depot tracks. I will then reconnect this road with whatever this is supposed to be. I have no idea what it's supposed to be, so I'm just going to connect it with this. Let's go ahead and put a bridge in, which apparently it does not like, but there we go. It now likes that option. As to why it wants the bridge like that, I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea why it wants the bridge to look like that. Come on, surely you should know how to put this down on this side. No? I'm just going to press build anyway. Then what I'm going to do is bulldoze anyway. Okay. What I'm going to try to do is use this to select from there to there, do that, kill the collisions, flatten that up, then try to split the road there. Yes, I know. Oh, it doesn't allow me to do the splitter because of the collision. Right, okay. That's no good. Can I do the splitter here? No. Any other way for me to split this? Apparently not. That's annoying. How am I going to pull this one off? I just do not understand why that is a problem. You should be able to handle that with no issues whatsoever. But obviously I cannot use those bridges. I could use that. It looks terrible. Mind you, that bridge is fairly low. So if it's that, just thinking about it. Oh, well, it's happy to take this one for some reason. Where was it that I found a really nice... What was that really nice bridge that I'd found? Is it one of these? That looks terrible. This bridge. Look, it just works. It just works. I'm sure I can neaten that up a little going forward, but just as a rough idea of what we have, that bridge goes there. Then what I'm going to need to do is have a bridge that goes across this area. So let's say, for example, I'm going to try and keep this all flat. We'll have a few locomotives placed. So we'll have Let's do just a few locomotives placed here. Like so, and then perhaps, I don't know, this connects like this, and then there will be a coaling stage or something just here. So we just need to ensure the bridge is correct, in the correct position. So there we go. That is that. We can very easily bridge across this and bridge across this way. That is what I want to build. So I want to make sure, at least in this first part, I have bridges. That was effectively what I did have in mind for the bridge. So I just need to increase that a touch and see what I can make out of it. There we are. In fact, I can use that and actually adjust some of these. So I'll build that and actually remove this bit and make an adjustment to how this actually sits, because that will work, and I can connect that up like that, and then I'll do another one of these, which will be, so let's go, where would that come from? Say that came in from there, so we'd have this road will probably end up being adjusted, so I'm going to do that, and then apparently not that, and then that. There we are. Same sort of bridge. Let's see how it looks. How you... Perfect. That's just managing everything exactly the way I wanted it to look. And so we have ways across the map now. And all I need to do is now go to this and say I'm going to select from there to there and smooth that or flatten that, because that will... Okay, that's a little low. Oh, okay. I will admit that. That is just a little low. I'll take that into consideration. I'll lift this up 1 meter. Yes. Whoops, that was a mistake. And I'll lift this up 1 meter, and I'll try to get this to work a little bit better. Let's just try and lift that up a bit. Is that enough to get a train under? Let's find out, shall we? I don't think it is. Oh no, it is just enough. That will, in fact, it would have been actually would have been fine at the lower level, but that's okay. So we can do that, and I can very easily then take this and go assets, not that, go there, grab this to oh no, oops, no, that, no, turn that around, that's it, turn that around, no, turn it around, you had it right, there we are, to there, just smooth that out a little, there we are, and then I'll smooth this bit afterwards. On this side, I think I can probably do the same thing. So I'll just select from there to there. Hopefully this one is a little better. And equalize. Oh no, that's actually much worse. How have I... Yeah, there's no way a train's fitting under that. Nope. Okay. Change plan. Go ahead and click up to the bridge. Let's lift that up. I think in this case, probably 2 meters. And lift this one up. Well, actually, hang on, what is the height here? 63, and this is 66. So I could... No, it isn't going to manage that either. So I guess I'm going to have to lift this up a little. And let's try that now from there to there. Is that enough for a train locomotive to go underneath? Let's find out. Yes, that is fine on all counts. And how about here? Little tight, but also fine on all counts. So that has given me the ability to now have roads going across, which is one of the things that I really needed. And then over here, I'm going to have to do something completely different. But that gives me 3 roads that will go across this this part to get into this section of town without having to touch the railway. I'm actually going to connect this road up now into this to make a really weird 5-way junction. This might end up becoming the first roundabout, you never know. And then what I need to do, I really should be using, maybe I should just start moving this into the correct type. I'm not keen on that connection. I'll have to do something about that. Main road. Whoops. Oh, what's going on here? Why is it not happy with... What's wrong with that when I upgrade it? There are no problems. What was the fuss about? I see no issues with this at any point. There we go. Probably now turn this into a main road, which effectively makes that the main road across. That will, yes, this will do some, we'll have some changes going along there. Are these locked? Yes, I need to lock this further along now. Just to make sure that it doesn't decide that it wants to build out there. Okay, so that is pretty decent. What I can do is, if I really wanted to, how does that coal stage work here? Let me see if I can put that coal stage up. I could actually have more of the trains just parked up here. Where's that coal stage? How am I going to do this? 5 coaling platform. So what I could do is I can do this and then build. I have no idea whether this is going to work or not. Not at that height, no. At the height of this. How am I going to do this? No, not at that height. At this height. Why is it trying to drop it all the way down? Stay there. That's it. Try and do that. This isn't quite at the right height, but I think you can see what I'm attempting to do here. And if I can manage that, that is going to be quite, I think that is going to look pretty decent. And realistic, well, maybe realistic, I have no idea. But if I do this, for example, and I suppose this would also be valid because I'd then lift that to be flat. There we go. That would go like that. Maybe I need to make something thinner than that. And then I cannot get it under, unfortunately, I cannot get it under that. There's just no way of me doing that. Although I could. That was something I'd not considered. This is something I've definitely not considered. Connecting it up to the bridge in the middle. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that is too much to try and do. But for now, this is starting to take shape. Where do I want the rest of the bits? Well, I could smooth this out. So if I start getting the terrain and really smoothing this bit like so. So maybe if I need to figure out another bridge across this, I shall. But from here, what I can do is I can have, let's put in a road that goes like this. This should possibly be a main road as well. And that road runs alongside, so this is where some industry will go. Then we can have the road goes up out there, connects up. So I'll sort out the station area here too. Maybe the main road will connect up like this, although I've not made that a main road, have I? Main road will connect up like that. Same thing here. Main road connects like that. And that just starts opening up this area. But it does look a little messy. It does look really messy, actually. I think the bridges need to be maybe reworked. Maybe this bridge needs to be reworked to go across here instead. That bridge just stops. This one goes across here. This one I need to redo. Not happy with how this is. So I'll try to maybe redo that to... There we go. That is a start. This road can connect in there. And off here, I guess we could have another road. Perhaps down towards the line. So it goes in like this, and then we have possibly a few buildings that would just spawn in down there. I'm not keen on the weird angles here on the bridge. That is the bit I'm least keen on. It's the weird angles of the bridge. What am I going to do here? What am I going to do? This bit is all right. It's really this bit. Maybe I should not worry about the depot here. Push the depot way back out here and just have... So what would happen if I get rid of that? So I get rid of all of that. Now I'm curious. Get rid of all of that and just have perhaps just a little bit here, meaning that there is only a single bridge. That's a coaling stage. Maybe I can move the coaling stage over to the other side. That leaves just the single bridge for now. Which is all right. Although I could push this a little further. And then for this, I just do that. Which I think as a road just works a little better. The autosave is here, and I feel like I've not achieved much at all. This is the idea I had in my head has not really panned out the way I wanted it to. Now I could push that over to this side. This bit is all right. I'm not against this bit. Especially if I can go ahead and put, because I think I will be able to, if I can go ahead and put this. Oh dear, I cannot even get that in there. Ah, that is a problem. Okay. Let's push this way further then. Maybe that should be a main road as well. Let's push this maybe there. Let's put that there and then try the whole industry plonking this in, which then just about fits, which I'm okay with. There we go. So that would fit, let's say, like that. Which would be all right. So you drop off the things here. I think this bit needs to change. We're going to have to do something with this bit. And then goes up and around. So, right, okay, idea. Let's break this. I'll figure something else out here for this section. But for now, that bit, this bit is all right. That's not too bad. What I need to do is I need to have a way down into what is going to effectively be the cargo stop, so the yard. Let's say, for example, I put this. Yes, if I put this here, like so, and that could be quite wide. Or if not that one, could I use, no, not that one, this one. I could use this one and have an entrance to the south, disable the west entrance. Unfortunately, the east entrance still exists for some reason. It'd be nice if I could have disabled that. So I'd tuck that underneath. Let's say, for example, there. And then this loops up. Which I think is quite realistic. In fact, just as realistic would be this. Okay, hang on. Let's keep that. Let's keep both those entrances. Put none of that. Just put some, I'll just put some coal down there. It doesn't matter. Wide platforms, 2 platforms. Like so. Tuck that in about there. Okay. Then, can I change City Old? No, City Old is fine. Then what I do is, let's keep the street pretty low down, just as a test. So it gets underneath there. Have this connect as a main road like that. Here we go. No, that's not what I meant to do. I did not mean to press that. Which one is it again? I can never find it. But it would be that one, but that's just the wrong. That isn't doing what I wanted it to do because I broke what I was doing. Try that again. Let's try that. How does that look? No. Okay, maybe. So you'd creep underneath and then back out. I think that might give me what I want. Okay. Just trying to do the best I can here. This bit is going to be that. And at the moment I have this, which doesn't look great, but I could potentially do something with it. I'm sure I can figure something out here. Put a buttress in on either side. Would it help? Not really. That could potentially do something. I can see that sort of working. And then what you do is you then loop this around, which actually, because it's freight, I'd probably decide to loop around this way and connect up like that. And this is not entirely unrealistic. This does happen. And what you would need to do is select from here to here and smooth that gradient. Yes, that is not entirely unrealistic. That sort of stuff does happen. And then that connects as a main road down to the end, like that. This bridge connects like that. I could perhaps move this entire bridge. That entire bridge might need to be moved. Then get rid of this and put, maybe run that along there, just to give it a bit more of a style. Instead of it just being a straight road, just give it a little bit more style, a little bit more flair. And then this area can be filled up with industry. So I can very easily put something like this along here. In like that. And like that. And say that will be industry. Which could work. That does look better, I think. I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts on this, because yes, this one has been a little difficult to pull off in the way I want to pull it off. And then this is also a valid thing. I've seen this where you've got two roads fairly close to each other like this, and all you end up doing is turning that road in like that, and there you go. This is also completely valid. I'm trying to give it realism whilst making it somewhat practical. Yes, that one works. That one works. I could actually connect this all the way across if I wanted to. I'm not... Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it like this for now. And then I'll see what people's feedback is, because this one is a difficult one to work out. My personal thoughts are this bridge needs to be changed. In fact, no, I'm going to change this bridge before I do anything. I'm changing this bridge. Yeah, I'm going to definitely change this bridge. Bridge goes there. There we are. Bridge, that style, that much. Build anyway. Yes. How do I want that? Is that right? There. Build anyway. Done. That is a little better. And then, of course, I can go ahead and put the good old gasometer. Not the massive one, of course, but will I be able to fit a medium-sized one here? Which is, oh no, that's a small, that's the medium. So yes, the medium-sized ones do fit. And I can tuck the gasometer about there, which does look fairly good. So as the train approaches, that, yes, that looks realistic. And I can have, I suppose from down here I could, if I wanted to, do like a station approach. So I could do that and have a small road station approach, which would also really work in the grand scheme of things. So it goes like that, like this, and actually, hang on a minute. Give me another exit on this side. Yep, I have an idea. Give me an exit. Get rid of... Give me that exit. Get rid of that exit. Let's work station approach out. Not quite what I wanted to do. Actually, no, hold on. Let's try to really get this accurately done. I'm supposed to be ending this video. Why are you not happy with that? Construction not possible. Why? Why is that why is it possible up here? Why did I see it possible to there, but not? Okay, hold on. There. That's all I wanted. And I'll sort this out when it comes to flattening it up. Oh well, I guess I can just do it now. It's weird. There. That is a better station approach than this one. Wind it a little bit, of course, because you need windy roads to be able to get up and down. There we go. That is better. Okay, I'm going to keep that one instead. This has evolved a little bit more from what I was intending originally. This is not exactly what I wanted, but I think this is starting to look a lot better. I could potentially get rid of this bit and do something else. There might be something I can do there instead. And with this is pretty good as well, because I could have this then go along the back of here, straight down the back of this. Yep, I could do that and have this apparently do a really weird connection. No, I saw the straight connection coming. There we go. Do that. Okay, this is starting to look a lot better. I'm I'm more pleased with this than I was with what it was earlier. So let me go ahead and very quickly repair the damage I've done to end this video. There we are. Smooth this out. So the plan just did not quite work out, but it wasn't terrible. Still needs detailing, but the core bits are in. That is a better area, and I can fill all of this up now. Connect this road down here, fill all of this up, should I need to, with whatever else needs to be done. Yes, that looks okay. Again, not great, but okay. I also like the fact that I've completely messed up where it was supposed to be because I wanted it there and I've had to end up moving it here. So things now look a little bit out of where they were supposed to be. But I'm going to take that as a screenshot. It hasn't been the greatest. I will say it has not been the greatest of plans. It has not been the greatest of things that I've done, but I think things could work out in a fairly positive fashion. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below, letting me know what you think, any suggestions you might have, especially for this area. This is probably going to be the most complex of setups to have anywhere on the map. Actually, I'm thinking about this. Barnstable is going to be a total nightmare, as well as is potentially Shepshed. Those two could be quite problematic. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon, link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where I will continue sorting this out, taking into account all of your feedback, and then get straight on to work with the marshalling yard, which should be easier because the groundwork and foundation for all of that is already there.